SVG's Jason Dachman. We're at the Digital Engagement Forum in New York City. I'm with Chris Foster, VP of Digital for the NHL. Chris, thanks so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it, man.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So you guys were just on a session, and a lot of talk was about pinpointing content on certain platforms, making sure that you can reach fans in different ways, whether it be manual or automated. Take us a little bit inside your guys' basic philosophy, overall strategy when it comes to content curation and making sure that you engage your fans as best as possible.
Sure. So one of the challenges we have is just the sheer volume. So on a heavy game night, Saturday, we'll have 16 games. And it's how do you cut that highlights in a way that there's little latency and it gets to all of the right platforms with the right appropriate duration. So we have set up an automated process using with some AI partners where we can cut highlights, let's say a longer form, which will be 9-minute game recap for YouTube, which you kind of want to have more of a longer form, but then a 1-minute long version that we'll put on X or we'll put on TikTok. And so that's really the key, is that you want to cut to the length for the platform, for the device, and that's where automation helps. But then we also hand curate, and then that requires the human eye to sort of craft a moment that only a human can tell is an emotional or funny or just an outstanding moment. So we use a blend of both automation and then also just handcrafting our content each night.
Sure. You talked about matching the medium, right, and making sure that each platform has its own type of content. We've seen fast channels explode when it comes to sports over the last few years. But again, that's a very different outlet than, say, a linear broadcast or social media. Tell us how you guys are trying to leverage fast at the NHL to reach fans in a way that maybe you wouldn't otherwise.
And fast, we see it's a new opportunity, and we've seen this growth, and a lot of growth really since the pandemic, where from a CTV standpoint, it offers sort of cheaper experience. So once you start bundling all of your packages together, guess what? You've got a cable bill. And now we have found that here is an ad-supported content. People actually don't mind ads so much. They've been used to it, and they'll sit through it, especially when it's longer form content. What that allows us to do is it's almost hybrid linear, but really it's our digital content where we can do long form content, so 30-minute, 60-minute pods, condensed games, replays of great playoff series, and it also allows us to access our archive. So games from the Gretzky era in the 80s and the 90s, and just amazing content that we have in our vault that we get to re-air, and that we get to redigitize and reprogram and just tell some stories about our history. And this is content that might slip through the YouTube algorithm, or you can't find it on our site. It's a way for us to program against the time slot and really put some of our best hidden content forward in a 24/7 experience.
Sure. Well, it's been a lot of fun to see the NHL's digital strategy evolve over the years, especially over the last, 4 or 5 years, as you guys have taken back a lot of stuff in-house. Congratulations on some really great efforts, and thanks for making it out today, Chris.
Thank you. I appreciate it. This is a great event.
For more news from the SVG Digital Engagement Forum, check sportsvideo.org, the SVG YouTube channel, and SVG Play.